I'm not making this video in an attempt to cause black men to have further disdain for black women or to lose hope with finding a decent black woman any more than you already have, because this video is only pertaining to certain black women. Plus, y'all already know this information. I'm only reiterating and speaking it in hopes that there will be a change. At first, I wasn't even going to make this video because I thought it was too negative. But then I remembered that you all said that you weren't even interested in positivity and that you just wanted the raw truth. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip with the raw truth in this video, which is what you all asked for. I listened to Satin Doll's video the other day where she discussed the reasons why she believes that black women choose a guy that is not financially or otherwise established rather than a quote-unquote on-point black man, with the reason being that the woman believes that she will be able to maintain her independence and the ability to call the shots with the non-established black guy, and she would not be able to do that with the established guy. So basically she does it in order to have control in her relationship. And she was right. This is true in many instances. This is why a lot of women choose that type of guy. But a lot of the time, there is more to it than that. I talked to several women, older, younger, college age. I even talked to a couple of teenagers from all over the country, not just in my little circle, because I wanted to be accurate when making this video. And I didn't just want to be talking out of my ass, so to speak. I wanted to get a general consensus to what different age groups and different women from different areas would say regarding this subject. And for most of them, it all boiled down to a lack of trust and fear when it comes to any black man. And they're not going to tell you this because strong, independent black women are not going to tell you anything that's going to make them look weak. A lot of the time, it's not just a matter of a woman wanting to maintain their independence or call the shots. And for a lot of them, young or old, Ray Ray and Pookie are not better choices in their eyes than on-point black men under any circumstances when it comes to a serious long-term relationship. Is not that superficial for most women. And this behavior is not limited to educated black women either. Many black women have either witnessed in their own lives or in the lives of their friends and family members, or have been warned about the inability of black men to take care of business, take care of their families, or take care of themselves. And for a lot of black women, it has been generalized to include all black men, educated, street dude, criminal, on point, off point, all black men, okay? And for most of them, there is no such thing as an on point black man, not in real life. Or in their eyes, he is so rare. He is like the Loch Ness monster. They can't find a man like that. That's their whole complaint. Anyone ever heard, I can't find a man on my level? They don't think that type of man exists. So they don't expect to get him. Anyone who says that the media does not influence our people is in denial. Whether it's TV, which most people do watch or have watched, magazines, newspaper, radio, whatever, it influences us. And the media has had no problem showing us black men who are trifling, criminals, or underachievers in abundance, from as far back as James and J.J. Evans and Huggy Bear on down to Mr. from The Color Purple, The Wire, Tyler Perry movies, and other negative portrayals of black men that we see every day. Even George Jefferson, who was a successful businessman on point, was an ignorant buffoon who didn't know what the heck he was doing and was even disrespected by his own maid. And normally, when they do show a successful black man who has it going on all levels, he is with a white woman or with a non-black woman, like the doctors on ER, House, and Grey's Anatomy. All of them were with non-black women. Stuff like that paints a general picture of black men, and coupled with what certain people see in their real lives and stories that they hear, a general belief is developed. A segment of black women who grew up without their fathers in the inner city, so to speak, inner city hood, whatever you want to call it. And they hear from their moms how horrible and trifling their fathers were, whether it's true or not. And then seeing the type of boyfriends that their moms bring home and what they see on TV, they develop an image of what a black man is. They consistently see a certain type of black man who is always with only black women, and they believe that this is how they are and how they're supposed to be. And following suit behind their moms, a lot of them end up with that same type of man themselves. They chose him because that's who they saw. To them, that's a black man. That's the norm. This type of guy is not always considered a best choice contrary to popular belief. They are often just a happenstance of their environment and a confirmation of their beliefs. And they judge all black men based on him. When they go off to school or enter the workforce and see Poindexter with his little sweater vest and dockers, he looks like a wimp to them because he does not fit their image of what a black man is, pure and simple. He's like a chocolate dipped white boy and is not appealing to her. As far as she's concerned, he's boring. He's gay. He automatically thinks he's too good for her, or he likes white women. She really doesn't see his potential or level of responsibility or his money or anything because she can't see past his apparent Steve Urkelness. And like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy, this particular type of woman does not believe in the on-point black man. That guy that she sees is just some snorting nerd. And that's it. Now, let me say this again. Not all black women who grew up without their fathers in the inner city are like this. Just a certain segment. Okay? Now, for the women who grew up in a two-parent home, sometimes in the suburbs, and are educated, they grew up with a father who worked hard and sacrificed for his family, took good care of their mom and his children, and he was the head of the household, and their mother didn't even work. So they literally saw a man taking care of business, so they know. They know what an on-point black man is, and they know that on-point black men exist. For most of them, they are simply intrigued by Pookie and Ray Ray. It has been said that black women purposely choose guys like this in order to maintain their independence, and so that they can call the shots, or because this type of guy is more attentive and romantic because he has no choice but to be. He has all this free time on his hands and stuff like that. But for a lot of these women, it doesn't have anything to do with that. They just simply got caught up. They are used to Steve, Bob, and Poindexter, and that's boring to them. That's their brother. Pookie had swag and was dangerous and sexy. They simply got hooked on him. That type of guy probably was impressed by what she has. You know, he'll be impressed. She got a car. She got all this stuff that maybe he doesn't have. He knows exactly what to say when he needs to, and he isn't shy about it. He might know what to do in the bedroom, but this type of guy is not always affectionate. He is not always attentive, and half the time he's beating her ass. These type of women do not always get to control this type of man. How many Ray Rays are literally pimping these educated, strong, independent black women, living up in their houses, pumping them full of babies, and controlling them like slaves, getting straight paid to sit around and smoke weed, drink beer, and play video games all day? These women are excited at first because they got themselves a 50 Cent clone. And then Pookie starts to treat them like dirt or gets them caught up in some BS. And by them being so strong and holding everything down and being the backbone and everything, they stand by their Pookies and Ray Rays. And they endure throughout their younger, formidable years. And then when he gets tired and he leaves, then they're like, oh my God. And after that, Poindexter and Steve starts looking really good. You know, but Poindexter and Steve are no longer interested in her. And so now black men ain't shit. And they can't find anybody on their level. And some of them turn to white men as if he's some kind of savior or something. Picking the off-point black man is not always a means of maintaining independence or gaining control or even has anything to do with that. Sometimes they just flat out like that lifestyle and they get caught up in the swag. Poindexter just flat out seemed like he would be boring. Nothing more, nothing less. If these women have their own money, his money and his level of responsibility is not even factored in or looked at. Why would it be? Part of their mantra is that they can take care of themselves and their children. So they don't care if Pookie don't have no money. They're simply attracted to him and his lifestyle. Now, as far as the control thing is concerned, some women are literally taught that they have to be in control or they will get effed over. Pure and simple. In their minds, it's not necessarily about keeping your independence as much as it is about not getting effed over. It doesn't matter if the man is on point because to them, he is not on point. Okay? They've been told that they have to control the money or else the man will blow it on get-rich-quick schemes, other women, gambling, and other vices like strip clubs, drugs, alcohol, and hoes. They are told that they have to hold the family down because the black man will probably be irresponsible, never around, playing video games and drinking beer all the time. He will treat them like a slave, he will cheat on them, or he will just up and leave. And all they need is to see one example of any of that happening, and they believe the whole shebang, and they believe it to be true about black men in general, all black men. They are told that they can't trust a black man to do right in some form or fashion by someone at some time in their very young lives. And when it comes to submitting to a man or not being in control of the relationship, fear sets in. Okay? Why do you think submission is such a dirty word to some black women? For some black women, submission equals getting effed over. Pure and simple. If the affection and the displays of love or time spent together are missing, then she will automatically think that one of those things from that list is happening, and she will accuse him. I will tell you that for some black women, this distrust and fear has morphed into some sort of hatred, and some women don't want to have anything to do with black men other than for sex and to have a baby. And when it comes to a baby, some of these women are not worried about these men having the responsibility to take care of their children, because they would prefer that he not even be a part of that child's life at all. Which is why when the relationship ends, they keep him from even seeing the baby at all for various reasons that don't even make any sense. And the main one being control over that man's sex life and his wallet, whether there's anything in that wallet or not. They don't care nothing about him being responsible. They can take care of their own kids. Hello, that's part of their mantra. Not all black women, just a certain segment. Now, some women have these feelings and they don't even know why or even think about it, because it is so instilled into their minds that it's just normal. They just know that they don't trust black men. And no matter how on point a man is or whatever his situation is, it does not change those feelings. And with that being the case, she will almost instinctively try to take over leadership in a relationship with the black man, on point or not. If the man is not the type to accept that, and most men who consider themselves on point are not, she will become belligerent. And this is why on point men still have to deal with belligerence. It does not disappear just because you're on point. And I know that some men have experienced this and know exactly what I'm talking about. And truthfully, there is no such thing as a truly on point black man as far as this type of woman is concerned, because no black man is about anything to them. They're all deadbeats. They're all in jail. They're all on the DL, or straight up gay, or they're drug dealers, etc. They see an on point black man as Ray Ray with money, or an educated Ray Ray, or a boring Urkel like Ray Ray with a sweater vest, which is why they believe that black man ain't shit. This is why they say they can't find a black man on their level, meaning to them, he does not exist. On point black men do not get a separate category from Ray Ray with women like this. Ray Ray on point is all the same. Okay? For some black women, when they do find a man who truly is on point, meaning they know he is. He knows how to do all the manly things. He knows how to take care of business. He has all the accoutrement of on-point black man. He has no Ray Ray-like characteristics. And to them, it's too good to be true. Loch Ness Monster alert. And since they don't trust black men, in the back of their minds, something has to be wrong. And they still don't trust this dude. So they are constantly looking for that deficiency. And if they find one minor deficiency in that man, it will become a huge deal to her, and he will be placed in the ain't shit category with all the other black men as far as she's concerned. And complete submission will be just about impossible. Okay? Now, the only thing that will change this is if these women make a conscious decision to let go of that fear. And for a lot of these women, that is hard or next to impossible because of the choices and men that they've made in the past, or their experiences with their own fathers, or straight feeding into the bull that the media has put out. And so with that, what is the solution? Unfortunately, the only solution is for black women to begin to trust black men if he's who they choose to be with. They have to use more discretion when choosing the man they will be with. Wait, study, and see if the man is the right man based on his ability to do the things that women complain that men are unable to do. That he can take care of himself, take care of his business, be an effective leader, take care of his family, etc., etc. And not rely strictly on their emotions and lust. Which, I'm sorry, that's what most women use to choose men, emotion and lust. They have to accept the man as he is and trust him. Stop the belligerence. Treat the man who deserves to be treated with love, respect, and admiration with such. Be a wife and not an adversary. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's a matter of getting past them. And if the women are unable to or unwilling to do that, then there is no solution. They will continue to date and marry recklessly, or they will get with a racist who will disrespect them and belittle them with his friends and family, who ironically they probably will trust, or they'll be alone.